Our FBI Director James Comey's case is back in court as he fights charges of obstruction of justice and lying to Congress. Also in the courtroom, New York State Attorney General Letitia James's attorneys, after she was charged separately with mortgage fraud. They're both arguing that interim U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan, who brought the charges, is serving in her post illegally because she served longer than 120 days, must be confirmed by the Senate. Here to discuss this is Fox News contributor Andy McCarthy. Andy, do the plaintiffs have a point?
Well, they do, Brian, and this really isn't any fault of Lindsay Halligan's. The statute that she was appointed as interim U.S. attorney under allows the president or through the attorney general to appoint an interim U.S. attorney for 120 days. And by the time Halligan got the job, her predecessor, Eric Siebert, had already served the 120 days. So they have a good argument that she's probably not qualified under that statute.
So what's the pushback then? Take her side.
Well, I think the pushback is what the Attorney General and the Justice Department want to argue is that authority to prosecute in the United States comes not from the district U.S. attorney, but from the Justice Department and the Attorney General. So in order to try to firm this up, what Attorney General Bondi did was appoint Halligan as a special attorney and say that that was effective as of 3 days before Comey was indicted. The problem is she didn't do it till October 31st, and she's trying to backdate it, and I don't know if that's going to work with the court.
All right, so what would the move would be, okay, we'll get another attorney. Is that correct? Is that it? Is that one way to fix it?
What could happen, this could be much ado about nothing because they could, they could disqualify her, but there's another statute that says the government would have then 6 months to bring a new indictment.
Comey case in particular, some notes that have come up that maybe showed that he was more in tune to what was going on with the Russia hoax than originally stated. He was trying to get these notes thrown out. Is that going to play a role? Should the case go forward?
Yeah, what I find frustrating about this, Brian, is I think a lot of people think that what they're most angry about Comey with, which he's been, I think, rightly criticized by the Inspector General and other investigations, is not really exactly what he's been charged with. So there's a kind of a disconnect there. And I don't know that the revelations about Russiagate are going to do anything to firm up the indictment the way it's pled.
All right, so let's talk about what's happening in sports. And now we're talking, last week we were talking basketball, or 2 weeks ago. Now we're talking baseball. Cleveland Guardians pitcher Emmanuel Clase will be arraigned after Luis Ortiz pled not guilty in Major League Baseball sports betting scandal. It looks like it's an open and shut case from the outside, as the thought is people are doing prop bets on what pitch was going to be a ball and what role that these pitchers played in it.
Yeah, I think with modern technology, Brian, and the fact that since a Supreme Court decision in 2018, we now have legalized betting, so it's exploded as an industry. It's like $150 billion a year and climbing. And the teams which used to, and the sports leagues which used to keep their distance from gambling have now kind of embraced it as a partner. So we're going to have a lot of these new problems because the modern technology allows you to bet in real time during the games. And obviously it opens up a lot of possibility for fraud.
Right, but it also makes it trackable, which makes these people more susceptible to getting caught, as opposed to the illegal gambling that might have been done in darkness. So he's charged with conspiracy to influence sporting contests by bribery, wire fraud, money laundering. Ortiz's attorney said this: there is no credible evidence that Luis knowingly did anything other than try to win games with every pitch in every inning. Luis looks forward to fighting back in court. This is going to be an uphill battle. Is this guy? Are these guys both facing jail time?
Yes, those charges are all felony charges under federal law. And, look, this is the kind of thing that defense lawyers say when charges get announced. For all we know, behind the scenes, there could be plea negotiations going on. We'll just have to see how it unfolds. But I think it's very interesting that baseball, in conjunction with its betting partners, has announced in the last few days that they're trying to crack down on these prop bets, particularly the pitch bets. They're limiting how much you can bet and whether you can parlay that with other kinds of bets. So they're aware that they have a problem.
Yeah, and the same thing with Adam Silver of the NBA. They are aware they have a problem. When you have a bench player who they're betting on how many minutes that person will play, that can easily be controlled by the player. Thanks so much, Andy. Appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.